The air in Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric. Fans were on their feet. The Indiana Fever were battling the New York Liberty. This was more than just a regular season game. It felt like a playoff preview. Every possession mattered. Every shot was contested. The final score? New York Liberty 90, Indiana Fever 88. Just 2 points. 2 points separated a huge home win from a crushing defeat. For the Fever, this one really stung. They had fought so hard. They had shown incredible resilience. They had even held a significant lead. But basketball games can turn on a dime. This game, played on May 24, 2025, will be remembered for many things. It will be remembered for the incredible effort from both sides. It will be remembered for the big shots and the tough defense. But mostly, it will be remembered for its controversial ending. The final moments were filled with drama, with calls that left the Fever and their fans bewildered and frustrated. Let's break down those final 10 seconds. The Fever had the ball, trailing by a slim margin. DeWanna drove to the basket. New York's Natasha Cloud went up for the block. There was contact. It looked like a foul to many in the arena. The whistle, however, remained silent. No call. The Fever players threw their hands up in disbelief. Then the ball went the other way. The Liberty were looking to seal the deal. Indiana's Lexi Hull found herself defending Sabrina Ionescu. A foul was called on Hull. Ionescu, a clutch performer, stepped to the free throw line. She calmly sank both shots. Those 2 points proved to be the winning margin for New York. The Fever, unfortunately, had no timeouts left. The game ended and the Liberty celebrated. Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White did not hold back her feelings after the game. She was visibly upset with the officiating. Regarding the non-call on DeWanna's shot, White called it egregious. She believed her player was clearly fouled on the play. On the foul called against Lexi Hull on Sabrina Ionescu, Coach White was equally critical. She stated, "It was an offensive player veering into the defensive player's path." White felt the call was incorrect and that her defender was put in an impossible situation. Caitlin Clark also spoke about the chaotic final moments. She admitted she hadn't seen a replay of the last sequence where she lost the ball, but she did say, "That's probably what's frustrating about it." Clark pointed out how close the Fever have been in their losses. "We are 2 possessions from being 4-0. On the other side, New York coach Sandy Brondello praised her team's grit. "I'm proud of how we hung in there," she said. "We've been through some mud before, and it was a muddy game, but we know how to get out of it. We found a way to win." Brondello acknowledged the toughness of the game, but focused on her team's ability to persevere and come out on top. Caitlin Clark had a night of highs and lows, a true roller coaster performance. She finished the game with 18 points, a solid scoring output. She also dished out 10 assists, showcasing her incredible court vision and passing ability. Clark's ability to find the open player is a key part of the Fever's offense. However, the rookie phenom also struggled with turnovers. She committed 10 turnovers in the game. Ball security is crucial, especially in tight games against elite opponents like the Liberty. Despite the turnover issues, Clark showed flashes of her trademark brilliance. She impressively broke a 3-point shooting slump. Then, late in the third quarter, she hit a step-back 3-pointer. Not only did it go in, but she was fouled on the play, resulting in a 4-point play. That sequence ignited the crowd and her team. To cap off that strong third quarter, Clark then drained a sensational 34-foot 3-pointer right at the buzzer. Those shots were crucial in fueling the Fever's third-quarter surge. They demonstrated her ability to change the momentum of a game with her scoring prowess. While the ending was mired in controversy, there were some stellar individual performances that deserve recognition. For the New York Liberty, Jonquel Jones, the 2024 WNBA Finals MVP, was an absolute force. She poured in 26 points and grabbed 12 rebounds. Jones was dominant in the paint, creating matchup problems for the Fever all night long. Her ability to score inside and control the boards was a major factor in the Liberty's victory. Sabrina Ionescu also played a pivotal role for the Liberty. Beyond hitting those crucial game-winning free throws, she was a consistent offensive threat. Ionescu's clutch performance under duress highlighted why she is considered one of the league's premier guards. On the Indiana Fever side, Aaliyah Boston had an outstanding game. She led the Fever with 27 points and pulled down 13 rebounds. Boston was a monster on the interior, battling hard against Jones and the Liberty front court. Her performance was a bright spot for Indiana. DeWanna Bonner, despite the controversial no call on her late drive, contributed significantly throughout the game. Lexi Hull, though involved in the debated foul call, also played her part, especially on the defensive end. These individual efforts from players on both teams made for a highly competitive and entertaining contest. The Indiana Fever found themselves trailing at halftime, down 55-46. The Liberty had controlled much of the first half, building a lead that at one point stretched to 15 points. It looked like New York might run away with it. But the Fever came out of the locker room a different team. They responded with a phenomenal third quarter. The energy shifted dramatically, and the home crowd came alive, sensing a comeback was brewing. In that incredible third quarter, the Fever outscored the Liberty by a stunning margin of 30-13. They played with intensity on both ends of the floor. Their defense tightened up, forcing turnovers and contested shots. Offensively, the ball moved crisply, leading to open looks. Caitlin Clark's pair of late threes, including the four-point play, were huge sparks. This surge completely flipped the script, and the Fever took momentum and a lead into the final period. They pushed their advantage to as much as 12 points early in the fourth. However, basketball is a game of runs. Just as the Fever surged, they also stumbled. When you look at the final box score, two statistical categories jump out: free throws and turnovers. The New York Liberty got to the free throw line far more frequently than the Indiana Fever. The Liberty were 25 of 32 from the charity stripe. That's 32 attempts, a substantial number that reflects their aggressive play. In contrast, the Indiana Fever were just 11 of 15 from the free throw line. That's less than half the attempts the Liberty had. This disparity is massive. 14 more made free throws for New York in a game decided by 2 points is a glaring statistic. Turnovers were another critical factor, particularly for the Indiana Fever. As a team, they committed 16 turnovers. That's 16 possessions given away, 16 opportunities lost to score. In a tight game against an elite opponent, every possession is precious. Caitlin Clark, as mentioned earlier, was responsible for 10 of those 16 turnovers. While her playmaking is a huge asset, protecting the basketball will be a major focus for her development. Reducing turnovers, both individually and as a team, will be paramount for the Fever if they want to consistently win these close matchups. While the loss was undoubtedly painful, especially given the circumstances, it provides crucial learning opportunities for the Indiana Fever. This young team is navigating the challenges of the WNBA, and games like this, against top-tier opponents, are invaluable for their growth. They prove they can compete with the league's best, even pushing a championship contender like the Liberty to the absolute brink. That self-belief is something they can build upon. One key takeaway is the importance of maintaining composure and execution throughout all 4 quarters. The magnificent third quarter surge showed their potential. However, the fourth quarter scoring drought, which allowed the Liberty back into the game, highlights an area for development. Learning how to close out games, how to make smart decisions under pressure, and how to sustain offensive rhythm when the opponent makes a push are all vital lessons. These experiences, though tough, forge resilience. The frustration with the officiating, while understandable, also offers a lesson in controlling what can be controlled. Calls will sometimes go against you. It's part of the game. The challenge for the Fever is to maintain their focus and not let controversial moments derail their efforts. This mental toughness is a characteristic of all successful teams. Caitlin Clark's post-game comments about being 2 possessions from being 4-0 also point to a silver lining. This game was just the first of 4 meetings between the Indiana Fever and the New York Liberty in the 2025 season. The teams will clash again on June 14th in Indiana, offering the Fever an early opportunity for redemption on their home court. Then they will meet twice more in July, both games taking place in New York. These future matchups will undoubtedly be intense, fueled by the memory of this controversial finish. The rivalry is just heating up. For the New York Liberty, this win improved their record to a perfect 3-0. They look every bit the championship contender they were expected to be. Their ability to pull out a tough road win, even when not playing their best for the full 48 minutes, speaks volumes about their experience and talent. Next up, they will host the expansion Golden State Valkyries for back-to-back home games. a chance to further solidify their strong start to the season. For the Indiana Fever, the loss drops them to a record that, as Clark alluded, could easily have been 4-0, but instead reflects a tougher start. The what-ifs from this game and their previous loss to Atlanta will linger. However, the season is long. The key for Indiana is to not let these early heartbreaks define their campaign. They need to channel the frustration into motivation and continue to improve. Their potential is evident, but turning that potential into consistent wins is the next step. The broader implications for the season are clear.